Hi there, so I'm back again. So just carrying on with this full moon, I think one of the things that I want to mention is that the moon, which is our emotional side, it's our feminine side, which is in Cancer, is actually together with the planet of Mars. Now, Mars represents the masculine energy, and traditionally, Mars and the moon together can actually be a very difficult formula. Now, we are speaking a lot about nurturing, but in our country, in South Africa, we have a lot of gender-based violence. And it was very distressing for me to hear that in December, with all the advances we're making, that gender-based violence was very on the up and up, and the increase during the month of December in South Africa, which is notorious for its gender-based violence. And that to me has a lot to do with Mars in Cancer and the fact that it is really opposition to Pluto. So as much as this Mars opposition to Pluto is about uncovering secrets, about uncovering unsavory things and all the rest of it, I think it's also a reminder to us about gender-based violence, a lot of passive aggression here, a lot of overt aggression here, or potentially overt aggression. And I mentioned in the previous video that we need to grow up on an emotional level, and I think that this is what this full moon is about, to say, I'm putting up my hand, I actually take responsibility for my emotions now. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I think that most of the audience is probably female, and if you're a male, you can hear this as well. But I think it's very important, moms out there, and to all of us women, that we actually really start consciously speaking to our sons and the men in our families about a different way of actually speaking to women, a different way of looking at women, and we need to do that by example. And how we do that by example, and how we take responsibility, is not necessarily having a discussion, but just beginning to behave differently by putting in boundaries. Instead of saying, oh, this is okay, that I work the whole day and that I've got to come home and do everything as well. No, we're living in a society where there's shared responsibilities. And I think what we are doing now in terms of teaching our sons and the men in our lives, because what's happening and what's going to be happening in the future is very different from the beliefs and the way that we've done things in the past. So I think it is important that we actually take this responsibility and grow up as women, where we begin to say to men, the men in our lives, sorry, but this is no longer okay. For you to actually behave that way towards me. And that way we are maybe, what they say is that if you might say to yourself, oh, well, if this is happening on a global level, what is difference am I going to make? And that is the very opposite of taking responsibility. Taking responsibility means that you step up, and even if you are the only one who does it, and even if it's only in your environment that you make that difference, the fact of the matter is you are making a difference for humanity. And it's that same principle that if enough people are doing it, we begin to get that effect where it just begins to spread throughout the world on a level of osmosis. So what I want to put across here is that there is potentially, with this full moon, a lot of aggression, a lot of emotion. Please be careful of that. Please be very mindful of that. But it is a beautiful opportunity to really and truly manifest and activate and put into activation all the things that you are really wanting from your life, that you put into place and that you started putting into place when we had the new moon in Capricorn. With your intentions, it has a chance to grow, to mature. You've had a chance to take these thoughts and actually expand on them. Now you've got the opportunity to actually say, how do I begin to manifest that? And the way that you need to actually learn how to manifest that is get past your perceived hurts of I haven't got the energy, I'm too old, an old dog can't learn new tricks, and all the nonsense that we put in our heads. Really and truly, we are 2025. I'm going to be doing quite a few videos on this, but 2025 is fast moving. There's a lot of pace. Put the foundation steps in place now. That is what you did in 2024. Put in the foundation steps, because they're going to stand you in good stead as we go through this very, very, very pivotal year. Thank you for listening. Bye.